Yeah. Okay, we got like 2 more minutes left before it starts. I'm gonna try my best to upload this today, the day of the direct. Am I recording audio? Okay, yeah. That's the second time I've had to ask myself that. I'm actually using like a new setup for video and audio recording. I'm now using iShowU HD for recording my screen, and I have an actual external microphone this time around for my commentary. And it has a little timer on it so I can see whether or not it's actually recording, but it's obscured by the static filter. The thing that you put over to reduce noise. I don't know what it's called. It's a big afro-looking thing that you stick onto microphones. The afro-looking thing. What kind of description is that? Let's see. Okay. Do I need to refresh this? Because we've got 1 minute left. Well, actually, we've got 30 seconds left before it begins. I'm looking forward to Splatoon. I'm definitely not going to be getting it day 1, though. I'm hoping to get it on my birthday, which isn't too far off from the release of this game. In the meantime, I'm still playing through Bayonetta on the Wii U. And it should be... Okay, it should be starting right now. After Bayonetta, I'm thinking I might start up either Bayonetta 2 or Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. Oh, here we go. What?
Hello there. How are you? We here at the Squid Research Lab are doing wonderful because later on we'll be filling you in on how you can get involved in our squid research. But first, it's our job to present to you our findings on the ecological curiosities of this fascinating squid creature. Excuse me? There is no creature? Oh, sorry about that. Here, please take a look.
The walls of eyes.
A really good look.
It's like we're at SeaWorld or something.
See? A little squiddy. But this is no ordinary squiddy. This particular squid can, in fact, transform into a humanoid. Eureka, indeed! In squid form, they can dive into and become one with their ink. While in humanoid form, they can utilize various tools to cover their turf with it. Trust me, I'm geeking out too. I'm a scientist. That's all I can do. While we have officially named this breed of squid the Inkling, we prefer to just call them squid. Unsurprisingly, they each have a gender. There are Inkling boys and Inkling girls. And like more common squid, they can alter their appearance at will, including skin tone and eye color. For some reason, though, their hair-like tentacles seem to change color automatically in combat situations. Another curiosity. These squid apparently gain the ability to transform into humanoid form at the age of 14. In this bipedal form, their stubby legs move relatively slowly. But as a squid, they can swim through ink at high speeds.
Wow.
It's hardly worth comparing.
That's
they
faster than
swim
I
at
thought.
nearly twice their running speed.
Wow.
This affects jumping too.
I thought they were about the
The height
same.
they jump is equal in both forms. However, If they build momentum before jumping, their distance will
flop.
significantly increase. Despite everything I know of gravity, matter, and science in general, they can also swim up walls when submerged in ink.
Physics
However,
or
they
those?
strangely cannot seem to cross this little barrier. Must be a mental thing, I'm assuming. Continuing this trend of odd behavior, it seems Inklings only shoot ink in humanoid form. Using the Wii U gamepad controller's gyro sensor, one can alter which way they're aiming and make adjustments as they ink. Ah, ink flowing like a torrential waterfall. Science is beautiful. Glop some ink, hop in the ink, swim in the ink. This is the basic movement pattern of the Inkling. We barely dipped into this creature's odd behavior patterns. Let's dive a little deeper into this titillating batch of scientific goodness. One unique Inkling habit is to protect its habitat. Oh, the humanity, or the squididity. Inklings refer to this goopy, garish scene as a turf war. They split up into 2 teams of 4 Inklings each. Then, they fight. Why? To claim their turf, or at least to cover more of it than the other team in 3 minutes' time. Their weapons of choice? Anything that dishes out massive inkage. When their 3 minutes are up, the victor is determined by a mysterious cat beast named Judd. A cat named Judd,
Judd?
who judges turf wars.
Oh, Judge.
Oh, science, how you amuse me. As does this curious limitation. Inklings can only swim freely in their own team's ink, even in squid form. Once they've stepped foot in enemy territory, they'll get stuck in their ink like a bear in a honey bath, except it's far less pleasant. In fact, Inklings are so susceptible to foreign ink, getting hit by enough of it will cause them to spontaneously burst. It won't earn them any bonus points, but popping enemies will extend their turf. Luckily, once they pop, they don't stop. Instead, they'll respawn, allowing them to super jump. Tap on a teammate's icon on the Wii U gamepad map, and an Inkling will super jump to that location. This allows them to quickly get back into the action, right to the front lines of battle, or to support an ally deep in enemy territory. However, I've also heard that less aggressive squid may prefer hiding from others and focusing on covering territory to increase their turf. Hide and go ink. It's a sound strategy. Points are awarded for performance in a match, and points are currency for use in game. That's not all, pupils. Your points also determine how fast you level up. Fascinating. Squid are all about happening events, especially turf wars. And here are a few spots you'll find them. This strange location is called Urchin Underpass. Here, several areas are divided by concrete walls. So the clever Inkling will memorize the shape of the path between these areas.
Cars?
Squid should especially watch out for the path connected to the center plaza. It gets messy there. Next, we'll examine Salt Spray Rig. This danger zone is known for the large chasm between its high and low areas. Both teams will surely attempt to claim the large area on top to earn a victory from above. That said, if they're not paying attention to the lower area, the opposing team may turn the tides of battle covertly. Blackbelly Skate Park contains many wide open areas, so the battle takes place all over the map.
Ooh.
It's a race for ownership of the center platform. If a team can manage that, they should be able to manage a win by controlling the higher ground.
Nice.
Walleye Warehouse is a close quarters map. Teams are locked in a tug of war on 2 sides of a series of obstacles. Arowana Mall jams both teams into a narrow area for intense matches. Looks like turf wars can break out just about anywhere. Like my chronic rash. Oh, yeah, right there. Bring along. Although Inklings are mere squid, I must say they are extremely fashionable.
Unexpected.
They'll wear hats, glasses, outfits, and shoes, collectively known as gear. Now, I'm no fashion expert, but as a scientist, I'm utterly enamored by squid culture. My theory, these fashionable squid trends must stem from an urban habitat. Let's take a look. Here it is, Inkopolis, fashion central for a young squid kid. Inkopolis is home to various shops, like a weapon shop and a clothing shop, each one owned and operated by a charismatic shopkeeper. Now, take a look at that tower in the middle. The shopping area next to it is called Booyah Base. Here, each shopkeeper represents a different section of marine life. This one is the clothing store, Jelly Fresh. It's a specialty shop for tops. The store clerk, Jalonzo, has a unique speech pattern. But he's popular with the squid kids, so I guess that makes him hip. Maybe that's why he wears a different t-shirt every day. He's got a rep to protect.
That's a nice little detail.
Next up, the shoe shop,
Oh, jeez.
Shrimp Kicks. This store is devoted to the fashion of footgear. The store is owned by Krusty Sean, the tiger prawn. He loves shoes so much, he wears a different shoe on each of his 8 feet. Here's the headgear shop, Cooler Heads. In addition to caps and hats, it offers glasses and other accessories too. Annie is the poster girl for this shop. She's a bit timid, but she has a huge following. A bunch of fan squid, if you ask me. Oh, and that's Mo. He sure has a sharp personality. And finally, this is the weapon shop, Ammo Knights. The store owner is Sheldon. This horseshoe crab is pretty much obsessed with all things military. Get him talking shop and he just won't stop. But his knowledge of weapons is definitely top-notch. A word of caution, however. My research assistant tells me that the variety of weapons and gear available at shops will improve as squid level up. Next, I'll lecture on some weapons his shop carries.
Okay, what do they carry?
There appear to be 3 major types of ink-based weaponry. For rapid fire inking, look no further than the shooter. For long-distance projectiles, there's the charger. And to squash opponents while spreading ink, say hello to the roller. Now, let's review the signature weapons of each type. This is a standard
Super
sword
Soaker.
weapon. It shoots rapid-fire bursts when the button is held, allowing squid to quickly cover a large area. With this weapon, the careful inkling will be well equipped to claim turf or take down foes. One such weapon is called the Aerospray MG. It fires quick bursts, so its user can hose down a relatively large area in a short time. Speaking of short, it's a short-range weapon, so it'll make quick work of nearby targets. Next, I'll show you the Jet Squelcher. It has the longest firing range in the shooter category, making it a fairly effective sniping tool.
Nice.
The
I
last
think
shooter
I
of
might
the day
use
is
that
the
one.
Blaster. It shoots bullets that explode into ink. Enemies may be caught in the blast, but a straight shot will easily wipe them out. Next, let's examine the Charger. This type of weapon requires a short charge, but then it'll dump ink everywhere in one massive shot.
Whoa.
It's perfect for soiling pants. I mean, distant enemies, or for spotting land in linear fashion. This Charger is the
Nice.
E-Liter 3K. Its charge is fairly time-consuming, but its firing range is impressive. This is really going to be... Yeah, that had to hurt. Relatively speaking, of course. I mean, oh, ouch again. This next one is the Splatter Scope. Some chargers like this feature a scope, making it easier to aim at distant enemies.
That also seems like one I'd like to use.
Last, but
On with
definitely
this.
not least, the Roller is a great weapon for advancing forward while marking turf and steamrolling opponents. Hit the roller, and it will spread ink all over, splooshing any foe in an Inkling's perimeter. Sploosh. The Dynamo Roller is a prime example. It's a tank of a roller that chugs along slowly while deflecting incoming fire when shaken.
Oh.
The 3 types we just showed you are all main weapons, but there are sub-weapons and special weapons too. Together, a main weapon, sub-weapon, and special weapon make a set. To Squid, selecting a weapon set that suits one's battle style is of pinnacle importance. Sub-weapons consume a relatively large amount of ink. The amount depends on what type is used. There are 9 sub-weapon types, including some gadgets
Is it homing in?
that have the scientific community geeking out. One fine example is the suction bomb. It sticks to walls and other surfaces, exploding shortly after. Now, for a different thing that goes boom, try the burst bomb. It may not be as powerful as others, but it explodes on contact and uses less ink, allowing an inkling to throw them in rapid succession. The point sensor is a support tool. It doesn't attack, but it does locate sneaky enemies and shares that information with all teammates.
Ah.
The ink mine is another type of sub-weapon. It's invisible to opponents when it's on the ground, detonating after a certain amount of time, or automatically when enemies pass by. The squid beacon is handy too. Set one down and teammates can super jump straight to it. And finally,
Nice.
the disruptor doesn't damage rival squid, but it will slow them down a bit and lower their abilities as well.
Wait, what about the one that chases?
Special weapons are perhaps the most intriguing of all. They can only be used after filling up a gauge by covering the ground with ink.
Killer whale? Ah.
The ink strike defies reason. Touch a location on the Wii U gamepad map, and a rocket will be shot there, creating a fearsome ink tornado.
Boom!
The echolocator is great for locating enemies. For a limited time, it allows an entire team to see their foes' locations. The bubbler is pretty self-explanatory. It creates a protective bubble that deflects enemy attacks. Get near a teammate, and they'll get bubbled too.
That sounds very
And
useful.
finally, the Kraken can turn an inkling into a giant invincible squid. For a while anyway.
What?
So, let's see. A main weapon, a sub-weapon, and a special weapon.
I think I know what
It
special
seems
weapon
Squid
I'm
always
gonna
go
be
into
using.
a turf war with a set of these weapon types. But
The
squid
bubbler.
battling proficiency isn't just about weapons.
Gear abilities?
Let's take a look at the area outside Booyah Base to find out more. Inklings like to gather here because they're drawn to happening events. These particular squid are other players encountered online or via Miiverse. But if Inklings are one thing, it's fashionable. They've developed several brands of couture and enjoy mixing and matching styles to create their own unique look. Studying the different types of gear squid use offers some fascinating insight into their strategies. If a squid sees something they like, it can be special ordered. A closer look reveals icons on this gear. These denote what I like to call abilities. Each piece of gear comes with abilities that can power up an inkling. There are many types of gear abilities. For example, if a piece of gear increases ink efficiency, the lucky inkling who has it equipped will consume less ink than usual when using a main weapon.
Awesome.
Other abilities include damage up, defense up, and speed up. Plus, more curious ones like the ninja squid and stealth squid. The number of abilities each piece of gear can have is based on its star count. The more stars it has, the more slots it will have. Up to 4
Okay.
abilities can be equipped per piece of gear.
Ah, so
However,
up to 4 stars.
other than the first one equipped, abilities are assigned at random. Frequent usage of the same gear apparently generates more abilities to equip. In this way, Squid can level up a piece of gear to enhance its strength or make up for its weaknesses. And so, gear combinations can improve one's strategy. By the way,
What?
I suppose I should explain who this mysterious fellow is. His name is Spike, and somehow he can increase the number of slots allotted to gear. That said,
Nice.
one can't make a request without a super sea snail. And it won't always be easy to acquire one. If one does take advantage of his services, it may be possible to optimize the abilities of every single piece of gear. Oh,
Whoa.
and remember, gear ordered in the plaza can be picked up from Spike.
Really? That's awesome.
Wait, did you see that? It looked like a peculiar old man was peeking out from that manhole. Or a squid hole? Aha! Let's see what happens. Oh my, science, you've outdone yourself. Who could have imagined something like this existed underneath Inkopolis? I've heard this old manfish's name is Captain Cuttlefish. Likes ordering inklings to battle with octopi, it seems. And maybe it's the outfit, but that inkling actually seems to be taking his orders and prepping for battle. Man,
Hero
squid
suit.
really are suckers. What's this? A tea kettle-like thing? If my calculations are correct, and I assume they are, that tea kettle is somehow connected to the octopi nest. No, you brave fool! Don't go in! Science tells us that the natural nemesis of the squid is the octopus, or in this case, the octarians. But octopi will do. It seems that Captain Cuttlefish has ordered the inkling to take back a zapfish stolen by the octarians.
Huh.
There are many types of these octopi, and they'll use whatever arms necessary to stop the inklings. They do have plenty to spare.
Yeah, they've got at least 8 of them.
Just look at all those gadgets. And gizmos. And thingamajigs. To survive
And
them,
sponges.
inklings must shoot ink in human form
Ooh.
and use their squiddy navigation prowess to circumvent them. Sneaky little suckers.
Do those rails refill your ink? What? Was that invisible? Ooh.
With Captain Cuttlefish's expert advice, they may just take back that zapfish. Depending on their location, some octopi may move like squid when they attack. Or they may be a bit more powerful. Worse, gigantic weaponized squid boss, anyone?
What?
My
Jeez.
research indicates that items can occasionally be found in the middle of an area. For instance,
Armor?
this armor increases an inkling's durability.
Huh.
Looks like there are other helpful items too, like the bubbler or other special weapons.
Yay, bubbler!
And these little things are scattered all over. They're called power eggs.
Huh.
Apparently, power eggs power up your weaponry. For this reason, it's a good idea for any squid worth his tentacles to collect as many power eggs as possible.
Okay.
However, of all the items out there, we at the
What?
Squid Research Lab are most interested in these, the sunken scrolls. One scroll is hidden in each stage, and each one reveals another piece of this world's mysterious past.
Interesting.
As I've stated previously, squid are all about big events. The Squid Research Lab proudly presents a live performance by the Squid Sisters. The Squid
What?
Sisters are a new hit group comprised of Callie and Marie. They're the hottest stars in the Inkling world.
What? The game designers think of everything. That's all I can say.
And I'm back. Science never sleeps, and neither can I. Right now, you're looking at the second floor of Inkopolis Tower. is
Ooh.
the Battle Dojo. Here, Inklings can compete in local multiplayer skirmishes, play against friends casually, and practice to perfect one's skills for online battles. The goal? Elementary. To deflate the most balloons and egos. 1 point is awarded per pop balloon. But taking damage will subtract some points. Points earned during the last minute are doubled. That way,
Ooh.
underdog stories are abundant, as are total stompings.
Interesting. I wonder how
In
many
this
floors
mode,
there are to
one player
Inkopolis.
uses the gamepad, while another plays on the TV screen using a different input device, like the Wii U Pro controller. After earning their tentacles in Battle Dojo, the confident squid may want to swim onto the World Wide Web to battle against opponents from all over the place.
I'm probably not going to be able to do that.
Look no further than Inkopolis Tower to enter such an online battle.
And of course, people would be mowing the lawn
There are
outside
two types
right
of online battles, regular battle and ranked battle. Regular battle refers to the turf wars, which I detailed in research record number 5. In this mode, the winning team is decided based on the amount of area covered in their ink. After each match, players are shuffled between the two teams like the motion of particles, randomly, in other words. In this mode, Inklings can easily join friends who are already playing online. As always, teams are chosen at random, so they may end up as bitter rivals. In online battles, wise squid will notice that certain weapons offer key advantages in certain stages, so weapon choice is an important strategic decision. To best apply these strategies to the battle at hand, Inklings always choose from 2 stages. These stages change out every 4 hours, giving eager Inklings a reason to fight throughout the day. In
Nice.
fact, a newscast will announce which 2 stages are available for play when they change out, allowing clever squid to pick the right weapon set for their current situation.
Okay.
The other online mode is called Ranked Battle.
Yeah, so we know
There's more
this.
than one way to play this mode, including splat zones, where squid brothers and sisters fight for control over a specific portion of the stage. Whichever team holds on to this area longest wins the match.
I apologize for the
Because
lawn mowing in the
both teams are drawn
background.
like magnets to this one area, these battles are incredibly fierce by nature. In ranked battle, players are rated based on skill, and skill alone. Ranks go up and down based on
music?
wins and losses, with ranks ranging from C- to A+ across 9 levels. That way, players of similar ranks can face off against each other.
Ah!
All right, here's where we separate
So
the
it's a sort of
Inklings from the
matchmaking.
squid babies. You see, to participate in ranked battle, one must reach level 10 or greater, but that's not all. One other condition must be met to play ranked battle, a global condition. All across the world, the more players that reach level 10, the closer we'll get to reaching an exciting new event. At that point, ranked battle will be unlocked for the world to enjoy. The Squid Research Lab will provide status updates on this worldwide event on Nintendo's social media channels, including its official Tumblr account, splatoonus.tumblr.com, and on the official website, splatoon.nintendo.com. I'm sure that together, we fellow Squid fanatics will reach this goal in no time flat. And in the meantime, you can enjoy honing your skills, unlocking gear, ranking up, and fending off the Octarian threat. Now, for what is quite possibly the most startling revelation of all. Soon, Inklings the world over will have tons of exciting events to look forward to. It all starts after the launch of Splatoon, with various elements being powered up with free content. You won't know what to expect, but you will know to stay tuned for what's happening and what's coming. Sometimes new stages will be added to the mix. The initial selection has plenty to wrap your tentacles around. But soon after launch, some far more technical stages will be added.
Ooh. Possible Delfino
New
Plaza
weapons
stage?
will be introduced as well, including this one, the Ink Brush.
That hat looks so much like Mario's.
This roller-type
Just missing
weapon
the
looks
M.
like a paintbrush. But the only art it specializes in is Turf War. Eventually, new gear will be added as well, including clothes and shoes. These events will also usher in new rule sets for ranked battle. The next to arrive is called Tower Control.
Tower
And by science is it interesting. Stand on the tower in the center of the stage, and it will start moving on a rail toward enemy territory. The team who pushes through the tower and to the goal first wins. Sadly, the poor Inkling on the tower will be a constant target for the opponent team. Such is fate. The squid on the tower must be punished for his actions, and his allies must protect him. Natural selection at its finest.
That's why the
Ranked Battle
bubbler
will
seems so
also receive
good.
a third rule set called Rainmaker. So far,
Rainmaker?
my research is inconclusive, but they must have called it that for some reason. Making it rain, baby. Making it rain. Oh, yeah. Moving along, August
I like
is
this
when the
announcer.
competition really heats up with a major event. This new event will add in 2 additional matchmaking options as more and more players master the strategies, weapons, and stages of turf war and ranked battle. The first allows 4 friends to team up and search online for another team to battle against. And the second option will gather 8 friends together to wage custom online battles, enabling players to choose any stage and any rule set they want. This will be perfect for settling old scores or starting up new rivalries with seasoned squid buddies. Sounds tasty. As you can see, there are tons of exciting events coming post-launch. It's my understanding that the fun doesn't end here. At
What's
the corner
that
of this
arcade
plaza,
machine?
we've discovered a classic arcade machine. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's. I have no idea what that says.
Eureka! This 8-bit style, oh, the nostalgia. This game within a game is called Squid Jump. It's a simplistic
Whoa.
minigame where all you have to do is jump your way to the top, but it can be quite exciting to go for a high score. It's a fun
Ooh, ice
diversion
physics
for any
there.
squid waiting to be matched for an online battle. Speaking of fun, here's another
Amiibo
one.
box. Is he gonna jump into it?
That's right, Amiibo. There's an inkling girl,
Ah, okay. Let me
an
out!
inkling boy,
Dude, let me out!
and an inkling squid amiibo too.
Blah, 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 blah.
Each one offers 20 different missions.
I just noticed that there's a bit of ink
The Inkling
splattered
Girl
on the
offers charger
stand.
challenges, where you take on stages in Octo Valley with only a charger. The Inkling Boy provides roller challenges. And the Squid Amiibo delivers a formidable mix. Both Kraken challenges and limited ink challenges.
Ooh.
Sounds challenging. Upon clearing
Samurai.
missions, you will acquire special gear. And if you complete all of the missions,
Schoolgirl?
you can unlock an additional minigame.
What the crud is that?
These minigames can be swapped and played at any time, or while you're waiting to be matched.
Nice. F-Zero Squid Edition.
Oh, I almost forgot
Squid
to
Hero,
divulge
I
the
guess.
most scientifically relevant portion of my reports. Splatfest.
What?
Remember the Squid Sisters? It seems they're not just pop stars. They're also the host of a news program that announces events that add in new maps and break battle-related news, including Splatfests.
Huh.
Splatfests are very special events that happen in Inkopolis, where players all across the Americas will be divided into 2 teams.
What?
Players ally themselves with one of these 2 teams and battle it out. When the ink settles, the winning side will be determined based on the results. Splatfests have their own ranking system, separate from ranked battle, based on the player's total points earned during Splatfest. Your final ranking at the end of the Splatfest may earn you that special item we mentioned earlier, the Super Sea Snail. With this, you can ask Spike to enhance your gear.
Oh,
The
okay.
first Splatfest will take place from Saturday, June 20th
Oh.
at 6 a.m. through Sunday, June 21st at 6 a.m. Pacific Time. The theme is, which do you like better, cats or dogs? Squid is not an acceptable response. The real question is, are you Team Cat or Team Dog? If you belong to the winning side, you'll be rewarded with a Super Sea Snail. Remember, Splatfest happens on an
50-50
irregular
chance.
basis, so stay tuned. Well, it seems we're reaching the point where the human mind simply cannot handle any more squid-related info. However, I expect you all would like to know how you can conduct your own research. So I have one more major announcement. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Splatoon Global Test Fire is happening.
What?
Nintendo is holding a special event, a global celebration for science that will give players a taste of the action before Splatoon releases. After this announcement, we'll release a free demo version of this Splatoon Global Testfire on Wii U.
Oh, nice.
This software will allow you to test fire Splatoon globally at these specific dates and times.
I guess I'll try out the demo.
Speaking of, during this event, Nintendo will be hosting a live stream where staff from the Treehouse will play the game. But they're not the only ones playing. Researchers from our lab will join the battle wearing a lab coat costume. So if you see one of us in your match, it might be me. So take it easy. Apparently, players who pre-order or purchase Splatoon at GameStop will receive a code for 2 Splatoon DLC costumes for use in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
What?
This offer is available for a limited time, so don't miss your chance. And stay tuned for more info. I'm making a
Wait,
mental
only
note
for the
now.
Wii U version? Why?
It seems my research concludes here, Squid fans. It's my dearest wish that you are now as dedicated to Squid education, appreciation, and combat as I am. See you at the Test Fire event. Good day to you all.
Those costumes will probably become available for purchase later on after the limited time offer ends. Because that would be such a poor decision to make those costumes available for only a limited time. Especially from a GameStop offer. And I'm wondering if you can transfer them over onto the 3DS version. Anyway, reason why I said earlier on why I don't think I'll be able to be doing any of that online stuff is because the internet router that I use requires a password, and Nintendo's servers don't like that. They only work with routers that don't use passwords. So every time that I try to do anything using the Nintendo network, I always get an error message saying that there's something wrong and something or other. I can't use the Nintendo network for online games. So I'm probably just going to be doing everything offline. I'll definitely be checking out the demo for this game after this is over, but I'm definitely looking forward to this game even more now. I guess that'll be it for Splatoon and this thing right here. So, where is it? And see ya.